सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा गजाननं भूतगणादिसेवितं कपित्तजम्बो फलचारुभक्षणम् उमासुतं शोकविनाशकारकं नमामि विघ्नेश्वरपादपङ्कजम्। जय 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 गणनायका, जय जय विघ्नविनाशका, जय 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 गणनायका, जय जय विघ्नविनाशका। हे शुभमङ्गलदायका, विद्याबुद्धिप्रदायका, हे शुभमङ्गलदायका, विद्याबुद्धिप्रदायका। गजवदना गौरीनन्दन, गजवदना गौरीनन्दन, गजवदना गौरीनन्दन, गजवदना गौरीनन्दन। गंगाधर शिव शम्भो नन्दन, गंगाधर शिव शम्भो नन्दन। जय 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 गणनायका, जय जय विघ्नविनाशका, जय 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 गणनायका, जय जय विघ्नविनाशका, जय जय विघ्नविनाशका, जय जय विघ्नविनाशका। ॐ श्री सूर्याय नमः, ॐ श्री सूर्याय नमः, ॐ श्री सूर्याय नमः, ॐ प्रभाकराय विद्महे दिवाकराय धीमहि, तन्नो सूर्यः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ आदित्याय विद्महे मार्तण्डाय धीमहि, तन्नो सूर्यः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ अश्वध्वजाय विद्महे पद्महस्ताय धीमहि, तन्नो सूर्यः प्रचोदयात्। श्री सूर्याय नमः, आदित्याय नमः, श्री सूर्याय नमः, आदित्याय नमः। ॐ नमो भगवते श्री सूर्याय नमः, ॐ नमो भगवते श्री सूर्याय नमः, श्री सूर्याय नमः, आदित्याय दिवाकराय नमः श्री सूर्याय नमः आदित्याय नमः आदित्याय नमः दिवाकराय नमः। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुम्। मधुरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं अधरं मधुरं वदनं मधुरं नयनं मधुरं हसितं मधुरं हृदयं मधुरं गमनं मधुरं मधुराधिपते रतिरं मधुरं मधुराधिपते रतिरं मधुरं वचनं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं वसनं मधुरं वदितं मधुरं चलितं मधुरं रमितं मधुरं मधुराधिपते रतिरं मधुरं मधुराधिपते रतिरं मधुरं वेणुर्मधुरो वेणुर्मधुरा पाणिर्मधुरा पादो मधुरं वेद्यं मधुरं साध्यं मधुरं मधुराधिपते रतिरं मधुरं मधुराधिपते रतिरं मधुरं गीतं मधुरं गीतं मधुरं भोगं मधुरं सुखं मधुरं रूपं मधुरं तिलकं मधुरं मधुराधिपते रतिरं मधुरं मधुराधिपते रतिरं मधुरं मधुराधिपते रतिरं मधुरम्। श्रीराम 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 रामाय रामभद्राय श्रीरामदूत देवे सदा वन्दिता सा मा पातु सरस्वती भगवते निशेषजाड्यापः नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी नमोस्तुते सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी नमोस्तुते शङ्खचक्रगदा शङ्खा गृहीता परमायुधे शङ्खचक्रगदा शङ्खा गृहीता परमायुधे प्रसीद वैष्णवीरूपे नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी नमोस्तुते नारायणी नमोस्तुते ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः शिवाय ॐ वन्दे देवमुमापतिं सुरगुरुं वन्दे जगत्कारणं वन्दे पन्नगभूषणं मृगधरं वन्दे पशूनां पतिं वन्दे सूर्यशशाङ्कवारिनयनं वन्दे मुकुन्दप्रियं वन्दे भक्तजनाश्रयं च वरदं वन्दे शिवं शङ्करं शान्तं परमासनस्थं शशिधरमुकुटं पञ्चवक्त्रं त्रिनेत्रं
रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम पतित पावन सीताराम। राम नाम तारकं सदा भजो रे। राम नाम तारकं सदा भजो रे। सदा भजो रे सदा जपो रे। सदा भजो रे सदा जपो रे। राम नाम तारकं सदा भजो रे। राम नाम तारकं सदा भजो रे। राम 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 जे कोदंड रामा। राम 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 जे कोदंड रामा। राम 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 जे पताबी रामा। राम 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 जे पताबी रामा। राम 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 जे कल्याण रामा। राम 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 जे कल्याण रामा। राम नाम तारकं सदा भजो रे। राम नाम तारकं सदा भजो रे। सदा भजो रे सदा जपो रे। सदा भजो रे सदा जपो रे। राम नाम तारकं सदा भजो रे। राम नाम तारकं सदा भजो रे। राम 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 जे कोदंड रामा। राम 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 जे कोदंड रामा। राम 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 जे पताबी रामा। राम 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 जे पताबी रामा। जय कल्याण राम 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 जय कल्याण राम राम नाम तारकम शराब जोरे राम नाम तारकम शराब जोरे राम नाम तारकम शराब जोरे राम नाम तारकम शराब जोरे।
जय भोला भंडारी शिव हर जय भोला भंडारी जय भोला भंडारी शिव हर जय भोला भंडारी जय कैलाशपति शिव शंकर जय कैलाशपति शिव शंकर सब जग के हितकारी तो कारी कारी राधा गोरी गोरी। वृंदावन में धूम मचावे बरसाने की चोरी। वृंदावन में धूम मचावे बरसाने की चोरी। ब्रज धाम राधा जी की ब्रजधानी दागे, ब्रजधानी दागे। मन करो करो यमुना जी को पानी लागे। मीठे रस से भरी और राधा रानी लागे, महारानी लागे। मन करो करो यमुना जी को पानी लागे। कान्हा नित मुरली में तेरी सुमिरो बारंबार। कान्हा नित मुरली में तेरी सुमिरो बारंबार। कोतिन रूप धरे मनमोहन कहु न पावे पार। कोतिन रूप धरे मनमोहन कहु न पावे पार। रूप रंग की छवि पतरानी लागे, पतरानी लागे। मन करो करो यमुना जी को पानी लागे। मीठे रस से भरी और राधा रानी लागे, महारानी लागे। मन करो करो यमुना जी को पानी लागे। मन करो करो यमुना जी को पानी लागे। मन करो करो यमुना जी को पानी लागे।
बोले श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। Let us do a few minutes of meditation. Sit up, everyone. Do close your eyes. Allow the image of the Lord to be on your forehead. Relax your body, relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath in through our nostrils and exhale through your mouth. त्र्यंबकं यजामहे सुगंधिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमेव वन्दनाम् मृत्योर्मोक्षयमामृतातयो त्र्यंबकं यजामहे सुगंधिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमेव वन्दनाम् मृत्योर्मोक्षयमामृतात्यं त्र्यम्बकं यजामहे सुगन्धिं पुष्टिं वर्धनम् उर्वारुकमेव वन्दना मृत्योर्मोक्षयमामृतात्यं नमस्ते अस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यम्बकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकालग्निकालाय कालग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय महादेवाय नमो महादेवाय नमः। Few moments of silence as we go inside the self to discover the true place of peace, tranquility, with closed eyes. Gayatri Japam. Om Bhurbhuvasvah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Bhurbhuvasvah Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om. Please open your eyes. प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय। प्रेम से बोलो उमापति महादेव की जय। श्री जगदम्बिका माता की जय। Let's start with a little bhajan to Bhagwan Shri Krishna this morning. We'll do a little Bhagavad Gita. It's a period of Pitri Paksha. I want to talk a little bit about what's coming up. I think the AC is still on and the heat should be on. So, Sita, can you manage that at the back there? जय गोविंदा गोपाला मनमोहन श्याम कन्हैया। मुरलीधर गोपाला घनश्याम नंद के लाला। मुरलीधर गोपाला घनश्याम नंद के लाला। जय गोविंदा गोपाला मनमोहन श्याम कन्हैया। मुरलीधर गोपाला घनश्याम नंद के लाला। जय गोविंदा गोपाला मनमोहन श्याम कन्हैया। मुरलीधर गोपाला घनश्याम नंद के लाला। मुरलीधर गोपाला घनश्याम नंद के लाला। जब पालक तू रास रचैया गोवर्धन गिरधारी। कितने नाम तेरे नटवर तू सावल कृष्ण मुरारी। जब पालक तू रास रचैया गोवर्धन गिरधारी। कितने नाम तेरे नटवर तू सावल कृष्ण मुरारी। मोर मुकुट मन हर लेवत बलिहारी है ब्रजबाला। मुरलीधर गोपाला घनश्याम नंद के। ओ जय गोविंदा गोपाला मनमोहन श्याम कन्हैया। मुरलीधर गोपाला घनश्याम नंद के लाला। तू ही सागर में रमता तू ही धरती पाताल। जल में नभ में और जगत में तेरी जय जयकार। तू ही सागर में रमता तू ही धरती पाताल। जल में नभ में और जगत में तेरी जय जयकार। मेरे मन मंदिर में स्वामी तुझसे ही उजियारा। मुरलीधर गोपाला घनश्याम नंद के लाला। जय गोविंदा गोपाला मनमोहन श्याम कन्हैया। मुरलीधर गोपाला घनश्याम नंद के लाला। जिसका कोई नहीं इस जग में उसका मीत कन्हैया। बंसी बचैया रास रचैया काले नाग नचैया। जिसका कोई नहीं इस जग में उसका मीत कन्हैया। बंसी बचैया रास रचैया काले नाग नचैया। राजा हो या दीन दुखारी सबका तू रखवाला। मुरलीधर गोपाला घनश्याम नंद के ओ जय गोविंदा गोपाला मनमोहन श्याम कन्हैया। मुरलीधर गोपाला घनश्याम नंद के ओ मुरलीधर गोपाला घनश्याम नंद के लाला। मुरलीधर गोपाला घनश्याम नंद के। जिसका कोई नहीं इस जग में उसका मीत कंधैया। बंसी बजैया रास रचैया काले नाग नचैया। To meet the Lord, to meet the Lord, राजा हो या दीन दुखारी सबका तू रखवाला। चाहे राजा हो, whether you're a king or a beggar, all of us have a place at the Lord's feet. Every one of us have a place at the Lord's feet. This Sunday morning, I want to welcome all of you to our Sunday morning service. Lovely to see people in the mandir, and asking again for those of you who are living next door and waking up and watching the program in your house, please feel a little guilty and come out to the temple, because here is where you belong. Welcome to all of you though in the mandir and all of you online. May Bhagwan bless all of you. We are on the 6th day of this unique period called Pitri Paksha. And we have, of course, 3 sessions of Garud Puran scheduled for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday coming. These 3 sessions of Garud Puran, usually I look forward for it because it's a time when we speak about something that we don't talk about all the time, or most of the time, and that is death. We talk about the visit of Garud to this earth, what he saw when he told Vishnu Bhagwan everything he saw, and how Vishnu Bhagwan responded to him. So we'll do that on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So much to talk about. We talk about before dying, we talk about death, we talk about after you die, and the whole process, the rituals and everything. I think every Hindu should be aware generally of some of the things we do. I know some of you are specifically interested in Garud Puran. So please come on out. It will be very nice, very easygoing. Garud Puran is more informative than it is more of a katha. Right? It is more informative than anything. It is information, good information. You will not be able to retain everything, or maybe you will, but at least you have the awareness to know that when someone dies, what is the first thing you do when someone dies? The very first thing you do, someone dies, right? Who do you call? 911, he already dead, right? He already died. Who are you going to call? 911? Call the police, going to call neighbor, going to call family. Who do you call? What do you do when somebody dies? These are things we should know, right? Because there is a way to handle a living body, and there is a way to handle a dead body as well. Each of it has its own way. How do we react? What do we do? Right? So we'll talk about all that starting on Friday night. It's going to be packed with information. And of course, everything is live in the temple and elsewhere, so you can download the information, write it out, whatever it is, it's always here. But this morning, I'll talk about a few verses from a very famous chapter of death in the Bhagavad Gita called chapter 2. Chapter 2 is very famous for some shlokas on death. Chapter 8 as well has a lot of that. The whole Gita teaches us about, it is called the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which means it is a song of life. It's a song of life. It is not a speech of life, song of life. Gita. Geet means song, Gita, the song of life. So why did Sri Krishna Bhagavan call this the Gita and not a speech, a vachan? Right? Because a song when somebody talks, there's so much you can hear them talk. But when you put it in the form of poetry and shlokas and you sing it, it appeals to the Atma as opposed to the body. It appeals to the soul as opposed to your body. When certain songs are sung, right? You go back in time and you feel a connection, divine or material, doesn't matter. It appeals to your soul, your Atma. How did the Gita come about? I think we all know. There was the two cousins, the Kauravas and the Pandavas. They were in big disagreements. They went to the Mahabharata to fight a battle. 100 brothers was fighting against 5 brothers and their respective armies. Arjun asked to be placed amidst the 2 armies to see what was going on. And when he was placed there, he was, felt in depression, felt very weak. And so Krishna Bhagwan picked him up and he lectured, he sang to him the Gita. The Gita was spoken for 18 consecutive days. The Gita has 18 chapters and 700 verses. What makes the Gita so powerful? I just came from a Shrad and we did Gita. But what makes it so powerful? Why at Shrad do you read Gita? Because Parthaya pratibodhitam bhagavata Narayanena swayam Vyasena gratitam Purana munina Madhye Mahabharatam Advaitaamritavarshanim Bhagavatam Ashtadashadhyayinim Amba Tvam Manusam Dadhami Bhagavat Gite Bhavadveshinim. What is the Gita? Sarva Upanishado Gavo Dogdha Gopal Nandana Partho Vatsa Sudir Bhuktam Gitamrita Duhe Namaha. Gita kya hai? This is the Gita Dhyanam. The children all know this. Gita Dhyanam. Gita Dhyanam is the invocation before the Gita is even read. And how does Vyasji describe the Gita? Sarva Upanishado Gavo. Take all the Upanishads. Upanishads are like the Katha Upanishad, Ganesha Upanishad, all the Upanishads. You have 18 main Upanishads. They are the philosophies. They are the philosophies of the Hindus. You take all the Upanishads and put it together. Sarva Upanishado Gavo. The Gita is the essence of all the Upanishads. Just like, you want to have a nice, nutritious drink. You maybe squeeze a little carrot, a little orange juice, a little whatever, grapefruit juice. And, you may not be able to drink all of them at the same time. But Vyasji says the Gita is an extract of all the essence of all the Upanishads. Sarva Upanishado Gao. And it says like the Gita is a cow. The Gita, he says, is a cow. Milking the nectar of all the Upanishads. Who is the milk person? Sarva Upanishado Gavo Dogdha Gopalanandana. Who's milking the cow? Gopalanandana, Krishna. He's milking the cow of all the nectar. Who is he feeding that nectar to? Partho Vatsa Sudir Bhukta. Who's Partho? Partho? Huh? Arjuna. Arjuna is called Partha in the Gita because he's the son of Prithu. Prithu is the son, is called Kunti as well. Partho Vatsa, he's milking the cow and he gives it to Arjun. Sudir Bhukta Dugdham Gita Amritam Maha. But when Arjun drinks it, it becomes Amrita. It becomes nectar. What does this mean? God has given us this Gita. This is why Gita is read at Shrad. Because this here is not written by any person on this earth. These are not the words thought of by any poet. These here are the words of Sri Krishna. So when you chant the Gita, these are the direct words of the Lord you're reciting. So he gives the nectar. Gita is called a nectar. He gives the Gita nectar to Arjun. Arjun is drinking. But we are all Arjun. Vyasji says we are all Arjun. Because all of us, what is Arjun? Arjun is strong. We're all strong. Arjun is also weak. We also have weaknesses. Right? As much as we are strong, we have weaknesses. Arjun is powerful. We're all very powerful. Arjun has weapons like we do. We have different weapons, compassion, kindness, and all that. And we are all Arjun because we are all confused. We're all confused. Arjuna is confused. He doesn't know if he should fight his family or he should fight his guru because all of them was against him. So all of us are Arjunas because we are all very confused. I don't apologize for saying this because no matter how educated we are and how exposed we are to life and how experienced we are all confused about something. And this thing that we are confused about is called our dharma. It is very confusing to people. Why is dharma very confusing? Why is dharma very confusing? Life is very confusing because we are living many lives. We are living so many lives. But if you live one life, straightforward life, this is your life. This is what I eat, this is what I drink, here's where I go, these are my friends, this is what I do. Very straightforward, defined. If you live that life, you're not confused. But if you choose to live a God life, and another life, and another life, and another life, then you are going to be so confused. You don't know who to please, what to do, what not to do. This is the Arjun of today. So we all need the Gita because we are very confused. We're confused about our practices. When a person dies, you get some people will tell you, you cannot leave the home. Some people tell you have to sleep on the floor. We'll talk about all that stuff. Some people will tell you, you can't eat this, you can't drink this. Well, there's a lot of truth to that. You cannot be out at certain hours. You cannot do this and do that. Then you have to do this. And also our people are confused. We are all Arjun, we're confused. Right? And then apart from the people, you have the Panditjis. One Panditji will tell you this thing. Another Panditji will tell you that thing. Confusion. How do you solve all these problems? How do you solve all these problems? You accept the Gita as your Amrit. This is the only drink you should have in life. The drink of Amrit. Nothing else. Anything else comes in mind, you're not going to drink it. You're only going to drink the Gita. Trust me. When you've made that decision in your life that this is the only thing I'm going to drink, only substance I'm going to drink, which is Amrit, the nectar of life, you will not be confused. You will not be confused. So what happens? Arjuna is confused. Krishna holds his hands and called him a coward. The very first words of Krishna Bhagwan's mouth came in chapter 2 of the Gita. The Lord did not speak in chapter 1. The first words of the Lord, what did he say? Klebhyamasmagama partha neva tachu prapadyate shudram hridayor durbhalyam tyaktotishta parantapa. If you're going to open your mouth to speak, to give counsel to a grieving man or woman, what are you going to tell them? Right? What are you going to tell them? Person is grieving, I don't know what to do, crying, handshaking, Arjuna handshaking, mukham cha parishishyati, his lips are so parched, he's depressed, he's dehydrated, he's shaking. So what are you going to do? I'll tell you what most of us will do. Oh, this is life. You have to go through ups and downs, peaks and valleys, you must, and so on. And that is okay. I'm not mocking anybody. I do that all the time because most people want solace instead of a solution. Vyasji talks about this in Kathopanishad. Very beautiful. He says, what do you want in life? Do you want solace or do you want solution? Do you want me to tap you on the back and tell you everything is going to be all right, or do you want me to give you a solution? So Krishna Bhagavan, there he goes, Arjun, big boy, strong man, delivers an arrow, it becomes an atom bomb, Brahmastra. What is the first word the Lord is going to tell Arjun? Klaibhyam masma gama partha. Klaibhyam means unmanly. Krishna Bhagavan said, hey, you unmanly Arjun. Can you imagine that? Hey, you unmanly person. Na nasho shayati pandita. You are speaking like a pandit, like a learned person, but you're acting like a coward. These are the words of Shri Krishna. He's not Makanchod anymore. No, you fulfill that role already when he was stealing butter and making, everybody laugh and the gopis dance. He's not that anymore. He's not that anymore. Just like when the student is a medical student, they're just experimenting with things very gentle. But when they become a doctor, they take the knife and they have to cut. They have to cut in order to heal. It has to get worse, like anything, like an infection, like anything, it has to get worse before it gets better. Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, Klaibhyamasmagama partha. You unmanly Arjun. You speak like a learned person, but you act like a coward. Arjun's eyes were open now. He says, wow, this guy means business. So he starts to give Arjun a beautiful lecture. This morning, I'll just take 2-3 verses from chapter 2. It's Pitri Paksha, so I think we should dedicate some time to understand what is the soul. What is the Atma? And the first verse he says, chapter 2, verse 12. Natvevaham jatunasam tvam neve janadhipah na chaiva bhavishyamaha sarve vashyamata param dehino asmin yata dehe kaumaram yauvanam jaraha tatha dehantara praptir dhirastatra namohyate. Om namo bhagavate vasudevaya namaha. The words of Shri Krishna. Natvevaham jatunasam. Arjun, this Atma that you're talking about, there is a difference, by the way, between Atma and the soul. I know many of you will raise your eyebrows when you hear this, but the Atma and the soul are not the same thing. So I've just confused the heck out of everything you have learned that I've told you about the soul already. I'm confusing people. What is the Atma and what is the soul? They're very different. They're very different. So have I been lying to you all? No, I haven't been lying to you. Nobody's been lying to you. The Atma is different from the soul. The soul is a word used in the Western Hemisphere. May your soul, what does it say? May your soul rest in peace. Right? That is what the West used this word called the soul. So say, may your soul rest in peace. The West believes that the soul takes birth and the soul dies. The soul rests. May your soul have a resting place. That is what the West, the Hindus don't say those things. Or if you're a Hindu and you say that, it's not right. So the West, the Abrahamic religions, believe that the soul takes birth and the soul dies. And when the soul dies, the soul have to have a resting place. May your soul rest in peace. So the soul, you put the soul in a coffin, and the soul rests there. So if you burn the body, you burn the soul as well. Big, big discussion. That is what the Abrahamic religions talk about, the soul in the West. That is not what we refer to as the prana, the life. Hindu refer to it as the Atma. Atma means Nainam chindanti shastrani, Nainam dahati pavaka, Nachainam kledayantapo. Is that right? Nashoshayati marutaha. These children, one day they get old. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavaka, nachainam kledayantapo, nashoshayati maruta. Anyway, I have this problem when I say clean and klaibyam asmagama part. That is how I was born. Hindu describes the Atma as nainam chindanti shastrani. If you cut me on my finger, you cut the body, you do not cut the soul. Nainam dahati pavaka. Pavaka. If the wind blows me away, the body is blown away, but the soul does not get blown away. Nachainam kledayantapo nashoshayati maruta. If water drenches me, the body gets drenched, but not the Atma. Not the Atma. And if fire burns me, fire burns the body, not the Atma. Not the Atma. Atma najayate mriyate va kadachita. Najayate. Even the Vedas took birth. Jata Veda se sunovama soma marati yato nidahati Vedaha. Durga Suktam. Jata Veda, Durga Suktam tells us that the Vedas took birth from Durga Ma, from the mother. But the Atma has no birth and it has no death. It cannot be born and it cannot die. So the Atma and the soul are two different things. After all these years, you're probably saying, Paradhara, where has this information been? It has been there all the time. It's just that we are so accustomed to hear the words rip, or rest in peace, or may your soul have a resting place, that we have not focused on the Hindu way of saying it. May your Atma attain moksha. We must learn to say these things on Facebook and on Instagram or whatever social media you do, or when you go to a wake or when you meet somebody. May her Atma attain mukti. This is our language. There is no English equivalent to it. May your Atma attain mukti, final liberation. Right? In Buddhism, final state of attainment is called nirvana, enlightenment. Hinduism says, no. Enlightenment is attained while you are alive. That is nirvana. That's Buddhism, which is our dharma as well, Gautam Buddha. In Hindu dharma, we say, no, enlightenment is attained while you're alive. Mukti is unique. Jivan mukti, freedom is attained when you are alive, and final liberation is attained when the soul, when the Atma leaves the body. But for the understanding of people, we use the word soul all the time because it is simple. People don't, Hindus who embrace the Dharma and so, they don't know basic language, so we use the word soul. But please understand, soul and Atma are two different things. Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, Atman is immortal. Atman is immortal. Natve vaham jatuna sam natvam neve janadhipa. Bhagavan Shri Krishna says, nor I, nor you, nor any of these ruling princes, he's pointing in the battlefield, was ever non-existent before. Nor I, nor you, Arjuna, nor any of these warriors were never non-existent before. It means there was never a time when they did not exist. They were always existing. Ganesh, the body that you have right now, is the body fetching a soul, an Atman, that is ages and ages and ages old. Lisa, all of you here, all of you here, this body is fetching an Atman that had probably taken birth in Satyug, in Treta Yuga, in Dwapar Yuga, in Kali Yuga, right? Maybe in this same age, our body discarded the Atman and we got it back again. But this is not the first time we are existing. This is not the first time we were existing. When Sutji Maharaj, who is the son of Vyasa, when he was born, he was young. 6 years old he was when he left his father's home. No Janeyu, no Upanayan, no Vedas taught to him. And Bhagavad tells us he left to become a recluse, a sannyasi, at the age of 6. How is this even possible? A child of 6 years old left his father's home to go and to teach Bhagavatam and the Vedas and all that. Because he was carrying an Atma in him, and he had a quality called Jati Smaran, where he came with an Atma which he could remember his previous lives. So in many, many lives, he attained this knowledge, and this knowledge, he always was a seeker of knowledge. So when he became Sutji, there was no need to learn. He already is fetching that Atma. Krishna Bhagavan tells Arjun, neither me, nor you, nor any of the warriors here were ever non-existent. We were always existing. It's just that we think that we have one life to live. One life to live. When I tell people, I said, Bhaiya, Behenji, cool down your life a little bit. Calm down a little bit, no? Stop abusing life. Stop doing things that will shorten. Panditji, we have one life and we must enjoy this life. One life? Are you crazy? We have never had one life and we will never have one life. Krishna Bhagavan is saying, there was never a time when we were non-existent. So there was a never time when we were non-existent, or if we were existing all the time, how is it that this is the life, that one life we have? How is it possible? And my response to my dear brothers and sisters, I said, Bhai, it is okay to, if life is so short, please don't shorten it any further. Please don't shorten life any further. Right? So that's the first thing Krishna Bhagavan says in this verse, chapter 2, verse 12. We were always here and we will always be here. Now is the time to learn these verses. When nobody has died, right now you're not in suffering, you're not in pain, you're not in sorrow. Now is the time to learn this. Because when your dear one passes away, and when you are to the funeral home and you're crying, this is not a time to give you Gita. Because when you're going to listen, what are you going to do? I've been doing this long enough to tell you. That is not the time to quote somebody and tell them, don't cry, the soul has gone, but the soul will always live. They don't care about that stuff. They want back this life. So now is the time. When people say, when is the time to learn Gita? When is the time to learn about death? It is the best time to learn about sorrows when you're happy. So that the best time to learn about sorrows is when you're happy. So when the sorrowful moments kick in, you will know how to deal with it. When someone dies, know that this is not the first time they existed, and this is not the last. They will come back again. Their Atma, their body may have been gone. Your knot or your bundle that you have tied with them in life, that is gone. But their Atma is forever there. Second verse I want to talk to you about. Dehino asmin yatha dehe kaumaram yovanam jarah tata dehantara praptir dhiratasya namuhyati. As the indweller in the body experiences, as the indweller in the body experiences childhood, youth, and old age in the body, he also passes on to another body. The serene one is never affected thereby. So just as the indweller of the body, he says that just as we change clothing, right? We change clothing, we discard of certain clothing. Winter coming up, you discard your summer clothing, you put them away maybe, and you get winter one. Or a time will come when they will become old and you will not be able to wear them, so you discard them and you take on new one. Similarly, the Atman discards the body and takes on new one. But, Panditji, you said just as we discard old clothing and take up new one, what happens when people die young? What happens when people die young? That is not old clothing. Well, sometimes don't we discard new clothing as well? Sometimes you discard, you just buy something, but a new version come in. A new version has come in, so what do? You want to be up to date with society. So you discard what you just bought, and you get new one. Atman is not like that, though. Atman doesn't say, I see a new body coming, I want to get that, I'm going to discard. No. These are all operated by these karmic cycles, right? Feeling pertain to the body. So he talks about when we are in the body, we make contact with the senses and all this kind of things. But he goes on to say that after we know this, that the body is destroyed, but the Atman always lives on and on and on. He's asking Arjun, why are you grieving? So the question you may want to ask is, why are we grieving? Who are we grieving for? Or what are we grieving for? The answer to that is, we are grieving for the body. That which has taken birth in order to become old and be destroyed, that is what we're grieving for. We're grieving for the destructible, that which will be destroyed. Krishna Bhagavan says, if you understand that the Atman is there, and you can still communicate to the Atman, you can still talk to the Atman, you can still pray to the Atman, you can still pray for the Atman, like we do Shraddha, then you will never ever be lonely or be distant from that person. Which means that in Shraddha, now it is Pitri Paksha. What are you doing? You take some grains. Today is our food drive. People from all over the city will come. I hope all of you come. If you haven't read the notices yet, today is our food drive from 12 noon to 4 p.m. You will be bringing food, uncooked food, mean grains, vegetarian food, because this is a Mandir. Now, some people unfortunately have issues with that, but I cannot solve that problem for you. There are certain things where you have to be firm as a leader and put your foot down. We're a Hindu temple, so we're doing a vegetarian food drive because it's a healthy choice of life. So you're going to come. When you come, you give your grains, your canned foods and everything, or whatever you brought, in the name of your ancestors or those departed ones. Why? Because Hinduism has afforded us an opportunity to give something in the name of someone, although they may not physically be here. Why? Nainam chindanti shastrani nainam dahati pavaka. This Atman is never dead. We did pindas. This morning I went to devotees' home. We did pindas. Why? Because our dharma tells us when you chant certain shlokas, certain tunes, certain mantras, and you observe tarpana, and you call the name of the ancestors, and you call the name of the gods, they all come. It's an invitation to them. Agachantu mahabhaga vishwe deva mahabala ye yatra vitata shradhe savadhana bhavantute. This is the invocation mantra of the Pitris. Agachantu mahabhaga. Hey Bhagwan, you have given us mahabhaga. We are so fortunate that we can invite our Pitris. Just like you send an invitation, a text or so to somebody and they come. Your phone is the medium that you use to extend that invitation to that person. Isn't that so? You send a text, Please come out. Facebook, Instagram, please come out, do food bank. And they see it, they listen, they read it, they come. Similarly, Agachantu Mahabhaga Vishwe Deva Bhala. Shrad is the medium. Shrad replaces that technology device. Shrad is that device. When it is used, Vishwe Deva Mahabhala, we become so fortunate that we invite the ancestors to come. Agachantu Mahabhaga Vishwe Mahabhala. Ye yatra vitata shradhe. Ye yatra vitata shradhe. We do the shrad today. Savadhana bhavantu te. And we ask the attention of all the ancestors, of all the Pitris, to come to accept it. This is the power of Hinduism. This is the power of our dharma. Next week, Sunday morning, all of you, man, women, everybody, will have a chance to do tarpan outside. Bring your thali, not the mandir thali, your thali from home. Bring a little milk. Bring some black till. You can make it in your little bottle and bring it. A little black till, honey, and little sugar and the milk. And bring it here. And bring something to sit on as well. Little mat or something you can put in your car afterwards. We will not provide that out. Mandir has a lot to do right now. So you got to bring your own stuff. Bring a little mat to sit on. And I will sit out there and read the Tarpan Vidhi for all of you. Everybody. You will call your own mother name, father name, if they have passed on. Your grandfather name, your brother, whoever it is, you call the name Agachantu Mahabhaga. You will invite the Pitris to come. And you will have a chance to do Shrad. This is a unique thing that doesn't happen every places. We're doing it here at the temple. I will address the issue as well in our congregation, in our community, where women are told they cannot do certain things. You know that I don't stand for that stuff. Women do everything that men do. If at all, they do it better than men do. So next week, women as well, as we've done every year, will be offering Shrad. I'll tell you why the tradition we don't restrict women from doing Shrad, but we caution them for doing Shrad. I will deal with that in Garud Puran as well. Right? Bhagavan Shri Krishna is saying here, right, that if you know that the Atman is never destroyed, why are we grieving? We have our entire lifetime to communicate with that person at a higher level. Because when you communicate with a person at a physical level, they'll become upset, they'll become not so satisfied, whatever it is. But when they become a Pitra, they don't have the ability to do that. Because Pitra Devo Bhava. They are like a god. God does not have the ability to become upset. Devo Bhava. So if at all, it is a more unique opportunity to offer or to communicate to someone when the mortal coil has left the body. Right? Krishna Bhagavan spent a lot of time. Najayate mrete va kadachinatam bhutva bhavitva na bhayaha. Verse 20 in chapter 2. So what he's saying here, the Atman is neither born nor is it die, coming into being and ceasing to be do not take place in it. So coming into being and ceasing to take, existence, don't exist. This is not the Atman. Always there. Now, is there a time when the Atman will cease to come back into this world? Of course, there's a time. But that doesn't mean that the Atman will cease to exist. It will still exist, but it will exist in Paramatma. When we do Shraddh ceremonies, there are 16 pindas, right? And at a certain point, you mix up the pindas and then you bring them together. 4 and 12 are brought together. The merging of Atma with Paramatma. Think of it this way. You go into the big Ontario lake, right? And you take the lake so powerful. You cannot, if you jump in, don't swim, you're dead. You drunk it, right? But the waves are so high and so sometimes that you cannot even swim or go with your boat. Very powerful. But when you take out a bucket of water from the lake, the water is no more powerful. But it has come from a source that is powerful. By the bucket of water, it still cannot even give you a bath. Right? It cannot even give you a bath or cause any harm to you. But when that water is merged back with the waves or with the ocean, it now retains its power. This is the Atma and the Paramatma. The Atma are us. When we are by ourselves, disconnected, like the bucket of water from the ocean, we are powerless. We have no reason to exist because we cannot do anything. But when we are merged with Paramatma, the super soul, the super Atma, then we become powerful again. Therefore, when death happens, right, sometimes, and I don't know when that is, the Atma may leave and merge with Paramatma and never come back into this world. It may, depending on all your karmas and so on. But when it's merged with Paramatma, it doesn't come back in this world. It doesn't mean that it ceases to exist. It means that it exists, but it exists in Paramatma. It doesn't mean that the bucket of water doesn't exist. It exists, but it exists in the Ontario Lake. You may not be able to see it, but it exists there. This is what Sri Krishna is saying here, that coming into being and ceasing to be do not take place in the Atma. It does not come, it does not go, it is just there. Unborn, eternal, constant, and the word I use here is repeated, ancient. It is not killed when the body is slain. For all of this, my friends, for all of this, what happens? We have this Pitri Paksha period where we dedicate to our Pitris, our loved ones who have passed on. And finally, he says a lot, but finally I'll tell you this morning, verse 21. Be not attached to karma. Be not attached to karma. Why? Veda vinashinam nityam ya ena majavyayam katham sa purusha partham kam ghatayati hantikam. He who cognizes, he who thinks or perceives the Atman as indestructible, eternal, unborn, and changeless, how can he slay, O Partha, or cause another to slay? How can he slay or cause another to slay? Right? So look at the words he used here. He who thinks of the Atman as indestructible, eternal, unborn, and changed. So what is he telling Arjuna here? If you think, right, if you have accepted that the Atman is indestructible, you've accepted that. If you accept that the Atman is indestructible, unborn, changeless, eternal, how can you ever slay or cause anyone to slay? So he's telling Arjun, you don't want to fight because you're afraid you'll kill these people. But you have to understand, if you know that the Atman is unborn and does not die, you're not going to slay them. You're not going to slay them, right? You're just going to relieve them of the pain of their life and let them go and let the Atman remain at its pure state. That's what he tells Arjun, convincing Arjun that he should fight this battle. And be not attached to karma. Attachment is a very tricky thing to understand in the Gita. Because when we speak of attachment, Krishna Bhagavan is very critical of attachment in the Gita. He says, Arjun, don't be attached to anything at all. You tell that to an ordinary person, I'm attached to my children. Right? I'm attached to my children. I'm attached to my wife. I'm attached to my home. I'm attached to my vehicles. Naturally, you're attached to it. I have to be very public about it because that is the natural state of a human existence. You're attached to something, right? I am so attached to my bhajan book, very attached to my bhajan book because I've invested years in handwriting. I don't sing from phone and all this kind of thing. In handwriting my bhajans. So I'm so super attached to it. And when I don't find it, it is like, as they say, fish out of water, right? So you will be attached to things. You will be attached to things. That is not the attachment Krishna Bhagavan is speaking of in the Gita here. So Panditji, is there two kinds of attachments? What is the kind of attachment Krishna Bhagavan is talking about? He says, Arjun, don't be attached, don't be attached, don't be attached. Could you imagine if Arjun, he takes his arrow and his bow, and if he goes and he shoots every soldier, every one of them was his relative. Duryodhana, Dushasana, Bhishma Pitamaha, Dronacharya, Kripacharya, Ashwathama, all of them were his relatives. Can you imagine every time he shoot one of them and he fall down, he has to put on his bow and hold them up like this, right? And says, oh my God, I shot you, I grew up with you, you nurtured me. Can you imagine if he displayed that behavior, what is going to happen to him? So that is why Krishna Bhagavan tells Arjun in the Gita, do not be attached. Because if you're attached as a warrior, as a person fighting this battle in life, you are going to fall every time someone falls as well. You're going to fall every time someone falls as well. That, my friends, people ask, what is the secret to dealing with debt? There's no secret. That is a formula to deal with debt. Because we are super, super, super attached to people. And when they fall, we also fall in life. It is sad when someone dies. Very, very sad. How many cremations? I'm telling you, I told you this, I'm numb to it now. I can't feel a sense, of, I can't cry and stuff like that. I don't, because I'm so numb to it. But I've seen over these years, when someone dies, it is like though the person dies with them, right? If someone dies in the family, it is as though you have died with them, right? That is not an insult. Neither is it a compliment. It's not an insult, neither is it a compliment. It's a reality of what happens. And most of us will be like that one day. When someone dies, it's like you have given up on life. It's like there is nothing else you can do because the person has taken your life as well. And sometimes we say, instead of God taking your life, why can't God take my life? These are the things we say. There's nothing wrong in doing it because people, through emotions, we let go of certain things. Right? There's nothing wrong in it. But it is the cause. When we do not understand this thing called attachment, then as the person falls in life, we fall with them. Is that right or wrong? That's not for me to say. That's for you to say. Right? That's for you to accept. That's your life to live. If you would like to fall with someone when they die and live a lifeless life as well, that's your choice if you want to do that. This is why Krishna Bhagavan talks about attachment in the Gita. And that is why he's very firm about it. And that is why he's very serious about it. Telling Arjuna, don't be attached to even yourself. Don't be attached to yourself or the things you have given birth to in this world. Right? Don't be attached to it because reality is, I tell my children a lot about, my childhood, how I grew up. It was very, very, very tough childhood. Very, very tough childhood, but very groomed childhood. And my dad and I have funny conversations, very funny conversations. So when I went back to Guyana in 1999, I came in 97, I went back in 1999, December. So prior to me going, my dad was an older man because they had me when they were pretty old in life. And they died when I was 23, going 24 anyway. So I was pretty young. And so I always talk to my dad because I want to know. I want to be able to fulfill their wishes, when they die. So I always ask my dad, when you die, what do you want me to do? Where you want to be cremated? What do you want to do? And he never talked about it. Never talked about it. He used to try to be funny, just like I'm trying to be funny, but he was a comedian. I'm a joker. He was a funny guy. And anyways, he never talked about it. So when I went back in 1999 and I said, Dad, and he was, health was not in his good side. So I said, Dad, we don't know what tomorrow holds. I'm here now, Tell me, when you die, what do you want me to do for you? You know what he asked me? He asked me, how you know I will die before you? It's a fair question. He said, you're asking me when I die what you should do for me, but how do you know I will die before you? And that is the fundamental rule of our philosophy. We don't know anything. And we don't know anything. So when he asked me that question, I shut up. I closed my mouth because there's no comeback with that. And so then when we were relaxing, I said, Dad, should you die before me, what would you want? He said, no, you're asking the right question, Sangha. He was a bit of a, his dad was a scholar, so he knew little things, That taught me stuff that nobody has ever taught me, very, very beautiful mantras. I think I've shared them with you. How to do meditation. When he was touching his navel, I don't know what that was, Hridayam, and I didn't know a thing about that. He used to put his hands here. Until later, I learned about it. So then he told me what he wanted, and we fulfilled it. Anyways, the question is, when are we going to die? We don't know. We don't know a thing about it. So let's prepare every day for it. We always think that the more we talk about death, the quicker we will die. People say that, no, by not talk about a thing, not talk about a thing. If that was true, we should talk about money every day. Right? Talk about money every day, so we'll become rich quick. The faster you become rich, right? We go outside, let's just talk about money, gold. You don't have to make sense. You just have to money, because if the formula was right, we'll become rich quicker. But it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. So when you come Friday, we're going to do some planning. I'm going to tell you what to do, because I have lived as a priest for over 3 decades. I can say I was doing Panditai when I was young. The people become so confused when they lose someone that they don't know what to do. What kind of sari might you think mommy want? You think she like red? You think she like green? Or what? You think she like yellow? Or oh God, whether we should cremate? You should already know those things. Plan ahead for it, so that when that happens, you focus on what's important. Because Krishna Bhagavan says, Atma will be here. Or go back to Paramatma, but your body will not be here all the time. I invite all of you to a very juicy discussion starting on Friday evening. We start the Katha at 7:30 p.m. and it goes to 9 o'clock. It will not be a lot of singing and entertaining. You won't be dancing a lot, because I try to keep it informative rather than entertaining, right? So come on out and let's talk about it. If you're interested in sponsoring a session of the Garud Puran in person, you can come. You can register online. There is a little registration process. And then when you come here, we do some very basic puja, Ganpati puja, Kalash puja, and Bhagwan Krishna puja. And then you're permitted as well to bring a few pictures of your Pitris. We place them on a table. It's done very nicely for those of you who have seen it. And then afterwards you do arti on them, you put a little chandan on their forehead and so on. It's a very beautiful way to interact with people who are not here, right? Very, very beautiful way. So you can do that. Or if you are far away and you don't live next to the temple and you would want to be engaged, go online and do it as well. I think we will be able to share a picture of 2, not a lot, a picture of 2 of some main people in your life, which we can, which we can honor. We'd like to do this for our community. I like to do this. We do it every year, but we don't mind doing it virtually for people who cannot be here, and we don't mind doing it for people who are here as well. So please take advantage of this time and let us honor the Pitris in this beautiful way in Pitri Paksha. That is starting Friday evening. Every evening, starting Wednesday, Panditji, right now actually, Panditji reads Vishnu Sahasranam in the temple every day. Vishnu Sahasranam is so powerful to read anytime, especially in Pitri Paksha. So he'll be reading 7 p.m. every day to 7:30 p.m. Vishnu Sahasranam, including Palashruti. So 7 to 7:30 p.m. he is going to read every day, and so from Wednesday evening. And if you want to join, if you live in the area and you want to join, you can come and sit down there, and we will show Panditji how to press one button, and there, one button. And the mic will come on, and he will chant from the mic. Panditji? One button you'll press, mic will be on, you will chant on the mic. You'll sit here, Vishnu Sahasranam, 7 p.m. every evening. You can come and sit and listen to the Vishnu Sahasranamam. You can call your ancestor's name, the Pitri's name. It is very, very beautiful. If you're, and then you can go home afterwards. It's not a satsang or anything, it's just the chanting, and arti is done after that. So that's going on this week, except, of course, Monday and Tuesday when we have Shivji and Hanumanji Chali chanting, and Friday and so. So Friday we'll do it as well. The chanting will be from 7 to 7:30, and after that I'll start my katha. Puja 6 to 7, chanting 7 to 7:30, katha 7:30 to 9. So it's a beautiful time, let's make use of it. After that, Navratri starts, and we're looking forward to seeing you in the temple, online, and being part of the process as well. Thank you all so much, and I hope to see all of you at our food drive today. We're partnering with the Toronto Food Bank, I think. Let me see what it is. Now, the food drive thing is, as all of you know, let me bring it up to see quickly. We have registered with the Daily Bread Food Bank. The Daily Bread Food Bank, which is very reputable in Etobicoke on the Bhavani Shankar Mandir. It serves a very larger community. There are many people living in this country. When we think it's a very, uplifted country, a lot of people live and they depend on a meal at the food bank. So whatever the case is, we are doing the food drive, and I'm hoping to see you come on out and bring some food with you when you're coming, grains and so on. Thank you all for being here. Okay, that's all the announcements we had, and we'll talk about Navratri and so as we go into the program. Hope to see you tomorrow evening for Shivji Puja, starting at 6 p.m. The puja starts at 6 p.m. and so for Hanumanji Chalisa as well. Prem se bolo Krishna Bhagwan ki jai. Let's stand for Arti. Yani kani cha papani janmantar kritani cha tani sarvani nashyantu pradakshinam pade pade.
Om Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare Jai Jagadish Hare Swami Jai Jagadish Hare Bhakt Janon ke sangat Das Janon ke sangat Shan mein dur kare Om Jai Jagadish Hare Jo dhyaave phal paave Dukh bin se man ka Swami dukh bin se man ka Sukh sampatti ghar aave Sukh sampatti ghar aave Kasht mite tan ka Om Jai Jagadish Hare मात पिता तुम मेरे शरण कहूँ मैं किसकी स्वामी शरण कहूँ किसकी तुम बिन और न दूजा प्रभु बिन और न दूजा आस करूँ जिसकी ओम जय जगदीश हरे तुम पूरन परमात्मा तुम
सहचर सबके प्राणपति, स्वामी सबके प्राणपति। किस विध मिलो दया में, किस विध मिलो दया में,
तुमको में कुमति ओम जय जगदीश हरे। दीनबंधु दुख हरता ठाकुर तुम मेरे,
स्वामी रक्षक तुम मेरे। अपने हाथ उठाओ, अपने शरण लगाओ, द्वार पर तेरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ओम शांताकारं भुजगशयनं पद्मनाभं सुरेशं, विश्वाधारं गगनसदृशं, मेघवर्णं शुभांगं, लक्ष्मीकान्तं कमलनयनं, योगिविरध्यानगम्यं, वन्दे विष्णुं भवभयहरं, सर्वलोकैकनाथं। त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव, त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव, त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव, त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव देव। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनां, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयां, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः, गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय। ओम शांति शांति शांति, हरि ओम। बोले गणपति भगवान की, पवन सुत हनुमान की, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। राधा कृष्ण भगवान की जय, लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की जय। ओम जगदम्बिका माता की जय, सूर्य नारायण भगवान की जय, सत्यनारायण भगवान की जय। नमः पार्वती पतये, हर 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 महादेव शंभो। सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय। सब कोई जय जय सीताराम।